ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. First things first, before we get into today's topic of conversation, I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support that I've had on the channel in the last week or so. You know, like the Jordan Henderson video, the Ronaldo video, the Mourinho video, the Kane video that I uploaded basically in the space of a week have all done really well. I thought they'd be on maybe 20, 30 views. I didn't really think that many people would watch them, so the fact that it has got so many views, all I can say is I'm so thankful for all the, not only the views, but obviously the engagement as well. There's been some really interesting comments. Again, that's why I want to make these videos, or partially why I want to make these videos, is because I want people to be able to have adult debate in the comment section and be able to say, hey, this is my opinion, I'm willing to listen to yours, and have a debate that way. We've lost that a little bit in the online world. People seem to just shout their opinions over other people's opinions instead of actually listening to what other people have to say. I would please ask you anything, please hit that subscribe button if you are a new viewer. This sounds like a bit of a crazy goal because I'm on like something like 37 subscribers, but by the end of February I want 500. If we can do that, it would be amazing. So without any further ado, let's get into a video where a man who knows absolutely nothing about fucking anything talk about something. As I'm sure you're aware, if you haven't been living under a rock, on the weekend, or just before the weekend, Jurgen Klopp announced that he would be leaving Liverpool Football Club at the end of the season. The response has been crazy. It's all anyone can talk about, as you'd expect. Jurgen Klopp has been at Liverpool for the best part of a decade, and he has won Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues. He's won a Premier League and a Champions League, and he's basically pushed Pep Guardiola's Man City the entire way for like the best part of 7 years, and he's created what can only be defined as a Klopp Guardiola era. You know, the football world has been talking about who's going to replace him, what's he going to do next. There are still a lot of questions as to why he's said he's leaving in January. I leave all that up to you, because it's all conjecture, it's all rumours, isn't it? Because we don't know. We're not on the inside of Liverpool Football Club. His reason as to leaving was basically burnout, which I don't want to blow smoke up my own arse, but I have been saying this to a few of my friends that Jurgen Klopp has looked knackered for a while now, and when you have a team that are performing to the level that Liverpool have over the last few years, it's really difficult to keep doing that over and over again, which is obviously why Klopp has got rid of some players and brought in new players to freshen up the squad. He's always been at the centre of all of that, because let's not forget, he's won a Champions League, but he's also lost 2 Champions Leagues, which that's a massive thing to get over and then pick yourself back up and go again the next season. And he's lost 2 Premier League titles by a whisper. I think he lost both of them actually by a point. So I completely understand why Jurgen Klopp is leaving, and I don't think that anybody has thought like, oh no, he's leaving too early and he needs to stay and he needs to carry on at Liverpool, because ultimately he is a human being, which I think people forget. The same goes for Pep, Jose. Being a football manager is an incredibly taxing job. And except for the Jurgen Klopp news, also, I don't know if anyone saw, but Vision from the Avengers showed up at the Black Country Derby. Apparently he's a big West Brom fan, so this video is not going to be focusing on who could potentially replace Jurgen Klopp at the end of the season. I'm not an idiot. I'm milking this for all that I can. There will be plenty of videos on Jurgen Klopp's potential replacements later this week. But today I want to focus on how Liverpool need to respond to the news that Jurgen Klopp is going to be leaving. The fact is that Jurgen Klopp is still arguably the best manager in the world, but realistically he's in the top 2. It's Pep who's the best manager in the world, and Jurgen Klopp is a very close second. Any manager that Liverpool decide to get in after Jurgen Klopp are not going to be as good. I know that seems like an obvious thing, but it's shit that people need to remember. Whether that be Xabi Alonso, whether that be Roberto De Zerbi, whether that be Thomas Tuchel, whether that be Zinedine Zidane, all these guys, none of them are as good as Klopp. This obviously means that no manager in the world is going to be able to come in and pick up where Jurgen Klopp has left off. No manager in the world is going to be able to come in, have a pre-season with the squad, and then get, you know, Liverpool fighting for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues on a consistent basis. Any manager you get in isn't going to be able to continue this Klopp reign, and Liverpool fans need to be aware of that. Whichever manager you get in my opinion, you need to be prepared for a couple, maybe even longer seasons where you are shit and you're not getting top 4 and you're not winning Premier Leagues, you're not getting the Champions League. Because look at post-Ferguson Man United, they basically haven't even recovered, and it's because David Moyes came in and he tried to continue the philosophy of Alex Ferguson. He tried to basically be Fergie, and it didn't work, and it wouldn't work obviously, and therefore he got sacked after something like 7 months. And to be honest, since then it's been a merry-go-round of managers, and they've been trying to find somebody who's a long-term fit for Man United. And the same thing happened with Arsenal. Wenger leaves, Emery comes in. Emery obviously had a little bit longer than David Moyes and actually got them to a Europa League final, but ultimately he was sacked because they thought that he wasn't good enough for the club. If a young manager like, for example, Xabi Alonso comes into Liverpool and has a really bad few seasons, Liverpool fans need to be prepared to accept that, because hopefully hopefully in the long run, if you give him enough time, he can develop his own philosophy. You can't expect a manager to come into Liverpool and adopt Jurgen Klopp's philosophy, and adopt Jurgen Klopp's style of play, and adopt Jurgen Klopp's way of running Liverpool Football Club. What you need is to allow a manager to come in and to bring in new ideals and new philosophies, new ways of play, new ways of recruitment, and let them do their thing, instead of expecting a manager to come in and basically imitate what Jurgen Klopp has done. Again, this is all opinionated, I know. Again, football fans seem to sometimes neglect the fact that the best managers in the world are the ones with a very, very defined philosophy and a very defined style of play. Pep Guardiola, when he went to Barcelona, then Bayern Munich, then Man City, he didn't adhere to the philosophies of, well, he did in a way, but he didn't adhere to the style of play of Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Man City. He brought in his own way, and the club then adopted that style of play. You know, when you look at who was at Liverpool before Jurgen Klopp, it was Brendan Rodgers. Now, you can all sit here and laugh at Brendan Rodgers about how much of a joke of a manager he has turned out to be at times, but he nearly won the league with Liverpool, and they were not playing the same fucking style of football, did not have the same philosophies or recruitment politics as Jurgen Klopp does, but he nearly won a league title. And I think for this to work, for us to move on from the Jurgen Klopp era, Liverpool fans almost need to say goodbye to the Jurgen Klopp era and be like, right, that version of Liverpool Football Club is no more, that's done now. We're going to move on, we're going to get Xabi Alonso or Thomas Tuchel, and we're going to accept that our club is going to look and feel very different under that, but we're also as fans going to commit to how that feels. In the long run, hopefully it provides long-term success, you know? It takes ages for a manager to imprint his philosophy onto a football club, and I think Liverpool fans need to be really, really careful. But you look at post-Chelsea, Conte struggled an awful lot. Saying that, they won the Champions League, but in terms of domestic success, Chelsea haven't won the league since Antonio Conte. Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, again, two teams that haven't won a Premier League since those guys have gone. The expectations need to be lowered more, because Jurgen Klopp did his best to get there, and he only got one Champions League, one Premier League. So for a new manager then to come in and do better than that, or even match that, though that's such a high standard to expect from a new manager. And the reason that I say all this, and the reason that I'm saying that I think Liverpool fans need to lower their expectations, is because Jurgen Klopp's been at the club for 9 years. Liverpool fans are now used to the standard that Jurgen Klopp has set. They're used to the style of play, they're used to the consistency. I know Liverpool have had a few off seasons, but on the whole, it's been, you know, they've won every trophy they can. They've finished second in the Premier League twice. They've got to 3 Champions League finals, winning one of them. They've got to 2 League Cup finals, winning one of them. Got to an FA Cup final, winning that one. Got to a Europa League final, didn't win that one. It's been most seasons Liverpool have got to a final and done pretty well domestically, one or the other, or sometimes both. And having that for 9 years, Liverpool fans have now got used to that being the standard. You have to give a new manager time to develop the players he's got, the players he's signed, get rid of the players he doesn't want in the squad, eventually develop it into a well-oiled machine. Chelsea are a good example of a club who, you know, Chelsea fans might not agree with it, they probably will because it's a fact, realistically, but Chelsea have historically got a new manager in, and it's been, this guy is the second coming of Jesus Christ, he's going to be the best manager that's ever been here. You look at Maurizio Sarri, you look at Frank Lampard, you look at Graham Potter, amongst so many others. The expectations of the manager get built up so high, and then inevitably he can't match those expectations because they are too high, because people haven't looked at the skill set of Sarri, the skill set of Lampard, the experience of Potter, all of these things, and then it's all capitulated, and now Potter hasn't managed since. Frank Lampard's managerial career and reputation are fucking horrendous, and that's all, I think that all stems from mismanaged expectations. I think that also, I use Chelsea as a bad example, but one thing I respect about Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had 3.5 years at Man United, and if you just isolate that 3.5 year period and you ask Man United fans, that was a great period for United. Sure, you had some bad performances. Obviously, Ole was a very inexperienced manager, but in terms of like the feeling of the club at times, you know, beating PSG in the Champions League, got to a Europa League final, and again, it just felt like, I don't know, United at that time just felt like a happier club, and that came from the fans and the board, players and everybody getting behind Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and saying, regardless of the results on the pitch, we are going to support you off the pitch. But that's what needs to happen at Liverpool now. Even if it's not the manager the Liverpool fans want, and again, there'll be videos talking about this later on in the week, even if it's a Thomas Tuchel, even if it's a Jose Mourinho, Liverpool fans have to get behind that manager. They have to lower their expectations from the Jurgen Klopp era, bring it down, and kind of be happy with not being the best or one of the best teams in England for a few years, if not a bit longer. And that's just what's going to happen. It happened after Fergie left United. It happened after Wenger left Arsenal. It's really difficult, and it will. You know what? It will happen when Diego Simeone leaves Atletico Madrid. When a manager has been at a football club for so long, that football club is almost the manager. A good analogy analogy that one of my friends said is, when Liverpool do get another manager in, regardless of who it is, it's going to feel like a substitute teacher is teaching their school class. They're like, this is weird, this is not the person we're used to being and stood on the sidelines, you know, this is not the guy we're used to being in the press conferences. And you basically, the bottom line of what I'm trying to say is, whoever comes in, you cannot compare that man to Jurgen Klopp. So yeah, just a short video today. You guys let me know what you think. I'm not saying that Liverpool fans don't know how to manage their expectations. Thank you very much for watching today, guys. Like I said, I'm going to try and get a few more videos out this week, and if you want me to make videos on any other topic, or you want me to you know, focus on anything else, and just let me know, yeah? Have a good week, and I will see you very soon. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Peace.